And we're in here. TeamOne versus Nouns. Going live on Overpass. We're getting into the action. So Nouns starting on the attacking side. And they're making their move, it seems, early towards the monster tunnel. Got one little flank working his way in towards connector, but this could be a fast engagement. 4 from the TeamOne side. Everybody's here, but they found the boost and they have checked it. bwills continuing to put lead down range, finding 2. And now pressure is on. They went for the stack, but TeamOne, it has not gone to plan. And, well, TRK is going to try change their fortunes, but he can only try so far. And in the end, got it. Maluk might have some questions, but now they can go up towards A. They can go wherever they want. They've got the run of the map. It's only IDK left to face them, and Johnny doesn't even have armor.
Yeah, not looking good for IDK. Has the smoke, though, so if you can get 2 kills, maybe make it a 1v1, smoke the bomb, get a defusal, who knows. I'm assuming the bomb's going to be planted because it is. And, well, yeah, there's not much IDK can do here. He's facing off with one battle that he should have finished already if he would have had a hope of actually winning this round, and, well, he didn't finish it. So 1-0 in favor of Nouns here, as IDK is just going to wait out the clock and save this smoke.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Wind up in a situation where you can't do anything. Might as well try here. You know, avoid giving that little tiny kill reward over. Save the smoke into the next round. Still, it's a nice start for Nouns. It looked a little risky, a little frisky when they went in towards the stack, but they had the read, check the boost, and from there, it just unravels.
Yeah, it was a really good entry. Couple of good entries, in fact, by bwills. And oh, Marky chases down IDK, snuck up on him like the ninja that he is, and he gets the smoke as well. You're absolutely right, Mike.
He was playing a ninja sword game, John.
He was, yeah. Are we going to give context on that or no?
Nope.
Okay.
No. We're going to move on. If they wanted context, they should have been in the call before we went live.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, fine. We'll give context. We were discussing the fact John was trying to describe a game he had played before, and he described it as a sword ninja game. We then had a nice discussion about how that covers enough games that it should be its own genre.
It absolutely should, though, because there are so many games like that. The game I was talking about was Ghost Runner, by the way, if you guys haven't played it. It's pretty good. Anyway.
That's a cyberpunk sword ninja platforming game.
Very good cyberpunk sword ninja platforming game.
Malbs is a sword ninja dead game in this round. Because he is toast. Could get a little something done when the smoke fades. But Nouns seem to have at least an idea that there might be some trickery afoot. You can see the flanks there. Oh my goodness, not expecting Pace to be right on the edge of that smoke on the fade. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-O. They'll move in towards B. This is the response, but now a man advantage. A gun saved. This is going to get way more interesting.
What a flash.
Than Nouns would have liked. That flash is blinding out at the perfect time as well. So that's up the play. The Molotov was burning TRK out, but he gets a kill for his troubles, and now the bomb's not planted. That's why you always watch your mollies for a second after you throw them. Make sure there's not someone lurking behind. They need to get the bomb planted before that heaven smoke fades. If they don't, they're in a lot of trouble.
Looks like they should be able to get it here, and there it is, but they're still in a lot of trouble because the 5-7s are lurking, and there's IDK finding bwills. Only Cynic left standing. He's trapped. There's not many places he can go. In fact, he's already down for the count. Wow. IDK gets him. The 5-7s ring true for 4 frags, I believe it was. Maybe all 5 of them. As Pesadillo gets that defusal. What a round, and he's the one who started it all.
He absolutely is. Look, it was a great play from TeamOne. They had to make the play, but Nouns was very risky with it, right? They're playing super up close when the smokes fade. There's so many safer ways that you can take that engagement. You have the 5-on-4 advantage. You can just sit back and wait. But Carson's trying to get the surprise shot. He's trying to get the cheeky play. It's something that this squad likes to go for. Problem is, when you're up against pistols, you're just introducing a degree of variance that you don't need to have. So, massive opportunity for TeamOne. They capitalized. They played brilliantly. Pace a huge with that 5-7, but never really, frankly, should have had the opportunity.
Yeah, kind of given to him by Nouns. I agree with you, Mike. But now Nouns are going to come back with a force buy of their own. It's going to be a couple of Tech 9s, a couple of Deagles, and the AK for Marky, who has been the hot hand so far here. Only 2 rounds in, but he's got those 3 frags. Pesa tossing that smoke for Monster, re-smoking it. Nice little throw there, and well, that'll delay Nouns a little bit further. Cynic hunting for some information towards Fountain. Hasn't spotted anyone yet, but Carson is close by supporting him. And a smoke thrown to give them a little bit more cover here. Still playing defaults, though, on the Nouns side.
Really waiting this out on the clock. They got nothing. TeamOne isn't willing to give them anything. So Nouns have just been sitting here letting the seconds tick by. So many moments of silence. He is going to come to play in. A late smoke for Monster. They're past it, so that's not so effective. The utility's coming out from TeamOne. They've got the bodies on site. Now they just need to execute. Basadelo overwhelmed. Uh-oh. This could be bad. The bomb going down, and now this is swinging back the other way. They just need to plant, but IDK, he wants to deny. 10 seconds. Time is a huge pressure here. They have to cross this bomb, and they've done so. And Cynic now needs to keep his teammate alive. IDK will not allow that patience. Cynic, though. There's a bomb to defend. One more headshot needed. Mob's going to challenge him, going to face him. They get him through 2 ways, and Cynic will hit the shot. You only get one chance. You only get one opportunity, but Cynic, he's good for it.
Oh my goodness, Cynic. I mean, beautiful first shot. Not to mention the second one, but wow. Excellent work in the post plant, slowly inching his way back, hiding away from the angle that Malbs was trying to peek into. And I think it's the right play from Malbs. Just a better shot from Cynic, who, unbelievable. It's unreal. He pulls out these plays that you just never expect. So 2-1 in favor of Nouns. I thought TeamOne played that really, really well, but especially considering that they were down a couple of men quite quickly in the early goings once Markey pushed out onto that B site. But afterwards, Cynic just standing tall with the deagle, and the pistols are the story so far here. It's Nouns. Yeah, I don't think he was flashed a little bit. Didn't realize CJ was there.
Give his teammate a little tickle. For a little friendly jabber. Shows how valuable the Galil is, that it only did 14 points of damage, despite the fact that I think he hit him like 2 or 3 times.
Nah, I think he hit him once, Mike. Let's be fair here.
Alright, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. They're going to go through Monster again. Looks like, on the smoke fade. Again, a little bit of a cheeky play when you're up against pistols, and there's what you're seeing. It's an SMG, actually, on the other side. TRK gets one. The Monster tunnel play is a cheeky one. Really sets up those choke points well for reduced weaponry on the other side. Sticking around, they're stubborn on it. The bomb is here. The bomb's now committed. They'll be able to use the smoke to recover it, most likely, but this is just getting way more dangerous than it needs to be. They have to bring that smoke in there. They have to dump this utility. They're getting sucked into a fight in a choke point, and they're not even going to use the util. What are they doing? They're fighting forward dry. What is happening here? Nouns, give that round up. TeamOne can't believe their luck. It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Why would you walk into that fight?
They had 3 smokes, John.
I know. I don't know what they're doing. Why wouldn't you use a smoke or something, or try to section off one angle at the very least, or rotate around, try something different? I mean, taking that fight through into Monster is probably the worst decision they could have made, given that they already had spotted out a couple of players, knew they were there. I don't know, Mike. I have no explanation as to why Nouns decided to play it like that, but suffice to say, so far, neither team is looking too composed in these rounds. Lots of mistakes being made, and the back and forth fight continues. Looks like Nouns are going to force up once more. Why not? It worked previously. This time they won't have an AK in Marky's hands. It's going to be the Galil in CJ's hands. He's posting up here towards sandbags, dodges the nade, which is good. He can hold that spot a little bit longer. Malbs turning away, playing anti-flash for a moment, and then gets the headshot onto bwills. Not playing anti-flash, excuse me. Looking towards long A to make sure no one was there, because no one else is covering it except for him from those bathrooms.
John, you and I talked about it in the pregame. A lot's going to come to which version of which team we see show up today.
Yeah.
That last round has me incredibly concerned for Nouns.
Yeah.
Because it feels like maybe the processing power isn't quite online here. I don't know whether they just need to warm up into it, but the fact that in a 3-on-3 with bomb down and Monster and lots of utility, they don't think to deploy a... Like, if you're not going to throw a smoke, throw a flash. I think they even had another AG to just run through. There were so many options to them. And Carson, well, he's going to make things somewhat interesting here, but not interesting enough.
Yeah, I think this is kind of what we saw against Strife, right? Where we thought Nouns were going to be more dominant than they were, and Strife hung in there again and again and again, and Nouns made similar mistakes. So they were on a pretty hot run, and technically they're still on a very hot run because they've won 6 of their last 7 BO3s 2-0, except for that BO3 against Strife where it was a 2-1 victory. Still a win, and they've won 16 of their last 18 maps. So they're still getting good results. It's just the way they're getting to that point sometimes is a little bit concerning.
Okay, Pesa. Pad those stats. 3 straight down through the sewer tunnel, and this one's as clean as you like. The money's starting to build up in a big way for TeamOne. They've got to be really pleased with the way the start of this map is going. Now, Maluk's going to go for an upgrade, so I was wondering whether they're going to keep the SMGs up. Maluk goes ahead and gets up that AWP in preparation for this next gun round. The AKs are going to be coming up here, but there should be a lot of limitations in terms of utility. This is far from a great thing for Nouns. And meanwhile, on the other side, I mean, there's a buy in the tank regardless of what happens here. So TeamOne, it's a banging start to Overpass.
Yeah.
A reminder that this is Nouns' pick.
No, I mean, there's no question, especially considering that Nouns won the pistol, and Maluk gets the opener onto Marky and connected and immediately falls off of it. They have the 5v4 they wanted. Now they're going to back off to the sites and try to play a little more safely. There was a spot there from Nouns on the boost, so from construction, they will fall off a little bit. IDK throws a flashbang to get another peek potentially in there, but no, just want to try and push Nouns back. Cynic looking to take a fight here, Mike, but oh my goodness, he wins it. Even though he's fully flashed, he just spams the angle and takes down TRK to even us out at a 4v4.
That's a bit of good fortune for sure. Cynic is eating that flash hard. Problem is, over on the other side of the map, Malbs has now made sure they don't have any options. If they want to clear back towards A, they're going to need to do a lot of trekking. So it seems like they're going to be funneled in towards this B bomb site where we've got the 3-man stack. We've just got a molly coming down. We're hitting 50 seconds on the clock. Time pressure going to be severe. They've got a single smoke and 2 flashes. Throw the flashes. Nope, they will dry peek into the op. First kill went their way. IDK trades it. CJ, he's low, and they know it. Cavalry's going to be on their way. A USP is all Maluk needs. They are winding up in a situation on the Nouns side where they have some nades. Yeah, admittedly, they had limited utility in this last one. They're just not using the utility in a lot of contexts.
No, absolutely not, and that's a problem. If you look at their util stats as well, they're not exactly mind-blowing, right? I think the most flashes thrown per round is something in the 0.7 range. Yeah, Carson at 0.77 flashes thrown leads the team. Usually, you have one player standing out above the rest at 0.9 to 1 flash thrown per round, but on the Nouns side, sometimes they don't necessarily utilize that utility as much as you'd like them to, because they really like to just go and straight up take fights and catch their opponent off guard.
That they do. And so nice to make it look good, but
yeah,
there's a lot of situations, like when you're going in towards a stacked site and you know you've lost control towards the other side of the map, so you know they're likely going to be stacking. Maybe a flashbang would just make life a little easier for you.
Yeah, there's no question about it.
Or, you know, maybe you're trying to retrieve... I'm still not over that monster play. Maybe you're trying to retrieve the C4 towards monster and you have smokes aplenty and you don't want to burn one. That one...
That was a weird one.
That hurt me. On a deep level.
I think they were... Sorry, Mike.
I was just going to say they're down to the pistols in this one. You've got a theory about what happened there. I'm down to be illuminated, but right now, Malb is illuminating their faces with bullets.
I have a small theory, and, well, it's going to be a bit more of a fight happening here, maybe, shortly. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so my guess is they didn't want to throw the smoke as Malb is going to take down CJ. Maybe because they were trying to avoid the spam from coming through. I don't know, because obviously once you throw the smoke, the bullets are going to start raining forward, as Maluk should be able to take down Cynic here, and the fight will end shortly. But yeah, that's my guess, Mike.
All right, 1 kill back the other way, but the confidence is starting to ooze here for TeamOne. I mean, you can see it. They just haven't taken that many casualties in the last few rounds. They've got a lot at bank, and you're seeing things like Maluk sticking around for a USP fight instead of feeling any threat from the remaining player. So, this is a great start if you're a TeamOne fan. I mean, it's been a good day for Brazil over in the Pro League. It seems like that good day is continuing here in ESL Challenger League. Payne pulling off a massive upset of Liquid over there. We love to see our Challenger League teams triumphing on the world stage.
Absolutely. No question about
Only
it.
breaks our NA hearts a little bit when Liquid stumble.
It's a slight heartbreak because Pain, we've adopted them in NA, right?
Yeah,
So,
certainly in NA ECL.
yeah. TeamOne off that 6-2 lead. And, I mean, let's not forget, this is a CT-sided map. So, I mean, kind of expected in some ways. Oh, wow. That's not expected for CJ anyway, as IDK spams him through the panel and gets the opener. Cynic's on life support, too. Go ahead, Mike.
I'm not sure how Cynic took all that damage. Panel spam must have been. Unless it was a boost up to peer over, because I'm one is quite a bit. Maluk?
That's all he needs.
Maluk? Feeling like he got caught slipping there a little bit. Looking at the mini-map or some such. Oh, double push, double fight. There's the swing. Got to be careful not to shoot your teammate in the head, but now Marky's down low. These HEs might come collecting, and there's one down. Carson did get a kill beforehand, but then it's going to work out. bwills is going to get another. This is very spicy. The bomb has to rotate is the problem. And look at Mobs. Bomb's going to go the long way around. Mobs has a chance to catch this and completely shut this round down. It's also a question of health for these remaining players. IDK takes the first. Mobs is deeply confused about where these remaining players are at this point. Question is getting past his angle. Oh, he ducks. If they plant for his side, Cynic's a dead man. And he's going to do that. There's a flashbang. There's the check. There's the bomb down. Even on time, I don't think this is viable for Carson anymore. No. He has to try and force the issue, and so he's just going to try and save.
I think Mob's going to try and cut him off. He does. Not going to chase any further, though. So Carson will indeed save. And given the way that round started, the fact that Nouns were even involved in it is impressive in itself. But yeah, once they try to plant in that corner, the flashbang comes out. Mobs doesn't even wait for the flash. He just peeks around the corner as attention was probably directed towards the direction the flash was being thrown. And there you have it. Well done for TeamOne, 7-2 lead, but here come Nouns again. They do have enough to get at least full rifles up, about half the usual utility. It's going to be a couple of Galils as well around those AKs. As Carson pushes out here into playground, CJ throws that smoke. He's going to get spammed down to 58. Has to fall off a little bit. So he's just trying to lurk around and attract the attention of TeamOne. Nouns are going to have to change things up, though. They need to try something different. Keep going back to that B site, Mike, and it's not working.
Well, this time they're not going to do that. They're going to take some control outside the fountain, chewing up this real estate, moving on through, and they're not going to be contested. TeamOne playing very far back, right off the rip. The op's not here, so they're trying to disguise that fact, perhaps. Keep them guessing as to Maluk's position, and they've taken control elsewhere. With the space outside of B, now maybe they float that next player up, but they're not doing it just yet. They're waiting on this. We got the sign boost. We're on A. Now that smoke's cleared, there's the kill found. Now they need to start to rotate, but IDK might not need the rotation. Oh, they do indeed. Carson lines up too. Shish kebab. Maluk's a little late into this. The flank's going to be on quickly, but they need to get a move on. And no one's looking. No one's watching for the connector play. This is very disjointed. It's all on to CJ. He's got no health, and he's running out of time. And he's going to have to clear these sight lines, and he knows it. Where's the first? Gonna have to try and stick it. Fortunately for him, no one's challenging this yet. Baiting that though, sets up the shot through the dice box. Maluk getting a bit of fortune on that one, but hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, everything's going TeamOne's way, and Nouns are not helping their own cause, right? Because they're heading up towards the A site. No one really watching here onto the site proper near dice box, and then on the flank, Carson goes down. Another one does as well as Pesa got a 2K there. You have 3 players lined up at short A. Have one posted up to watch what's going on behind you as the other 2 advance onto the site. At least. Nouns, a lot of head scratchers so far here in this map. Still time for them to get back into it. Tech 9's across the board. Maybe a quick Tech 9 execute will help one here. As they're charging forward into the bathrooms, Malbs gets the opener, though. CJ's managed to sneak his way up towards short A, and he gets the frag onto Malbs, looking for a follow-up, and he finds it on Maluk. Here we go. Nouns have the space to go towards A, but IDK trying to close that. No! Denied by Marky, and Nouns have a man advantage.
And realistically, TeamOne should be thinking about the save at the very least. In 2v4, the money's not perfect. There's cash to spare on 4 players, but oh, you're playing the long game here if you're TeamOne. Off finding that first engagement position now. Known Nate trying to chase. Nearly takes down Cynic, but yeah, they're going to back away. At least Pesadelo resets. Do they have the time at this point? It's getting so low. Yes, they found so much damage, but that's the first kill. This is going to come right down to the wire. They are indeed committing in, and with just TRK, what's he hope to do? Seems like he wanted to commit to the damage, and so he will lose his life. That's a big find for Nouns. It comes off of a big CJ play. Let's see if it's replicable.
Yeah, just keeping it simple, right? Sometimes you have to go back down to the basics and try for an easy strat, something that isn't too complex, and nothing gets more simple than charging through with Tech 9s and hoping to catch the opponent off guard, which Nouns did again and again and again, moving on towards that A site. Finally, a third round on the board. It's been quite a run here for TeamOne, but Nouns, see if they can fight their way back into this first half of action, or if TeamOne will continue to suffocate them with their defense. There's an opener again, found from Cynic. Maluk, his victim here, as both were duking it out with the AWP. TRK does recover the big green, but Pesa, rotating around in towards construction, gets caught into a corner. Oh, this is really tough. He's pincered in. He fights his way out for one, and a good smoke thrown there for Connector, but it's not enough to save Pesa's life as Markey finds him.
Remember, against this team, you never take your eyes off of smoke, but they take their eyes off the boost, and IDK catches them both looking the same direction. Now, the playout monster is all that they've got remaining, but IDK's not watching for it. Oh, TRK also gets caught out in the open mobs in a 1v2. It's winnable. The bomb's not down yet. His first thought was heaven, but that's now been smoked off. So out the graffiti side he will go. And he hears Carson drop down. Knows where that first one is, but Carson a little bit quicker into the fray than he was expecting. And the rounds continue to build here for Nouns. That one was spicy. TeamOne, frankly, looked to be in control, but they seem to have forgotten about the possibility of Monster John.
Yeah. And, I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. IDK gets that 2K. You're like, okay, that's the round, probably. But then IDK gets caught out, not paying attention to Monster, like you said, and TRK was trying to set him up with a flashbang. So both players just caught with their pants down, and Nouns capitalizing. And that's what we were talking about before, how Nouns just like to take fights immediately, don't necessarily wait to set up utility, although admittedly didn't have any utility that time to set up. But yeah, that's when they thrive, when they go for those straight fights. Ooh, Cynic just missing by a hair with the op there, spotted out the player in towards Party, and IDK along with the rest of Team 1 are going for some very aggressive posturing here towards Fountain. They will find some fights. I don't know if they're going to like the fights that they do get, as Carson drops Pesa. bwills takes a lot of damage, but this is pretty much all Team 1 and all Carson. Excuse me, all Nouns and all Carson.
Yeah, you know, that one.
That one.
And it is all Carson. 4 kills for the man. He's heating up, powering up. Sometimes just having that big number on the scoreboard is enough to make you a little braver in your next engagement, and that is certainly something we found to be true here with the Nouns. Is TRK crouch? Oh, there we go. Oh, you could make that happen. Can you crouch in freeze time? I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever tried it.
I don't think I've ever tried it either.
Well, there's that visual bug, or there's that bug at the start of the round where you're just like bouncing, you know, and you have to jump once and then it's fixed.
Yes.
So I don't know whether he was like bugged into the floor.
It's the worst too. Maybe CS2 will fix that.
Maybe CS2 will fix it. It'll introduce a bigger version of it, where you actually just go side to side.
Oh no.
Diagonal. I'm even excited to see what weird bugs we get in the new form of Counter-Strike, because there's always weird bugs.
There will be many, yes.
Yeah. Can't wait for another major to be decided by a bomb dropping through a pixel gap or something.
No.
All right.
Let's hope not.
Flashbang coming in. 1-for-1 trade here. Pesadelo under threat here in the water. Markey takes care of that threat. Not very well done. The bomb needs to make its way on in, but provided it does. The bomb still needs to cross. IDK could make this more interesting than it needs to be. Oh, they're hesitating. The flank's starting to develop. This is taking a lot of time here for Nouns. Bombs down, and there is someone who's actually looking towards Monster, so this should be all right. The avenues in are extremely limited. One. And mobs go 1-for-1, but that should determine it. IDK stuck is the problem. Can't really save, so he'll give it a try, and try as he might, he will fail.
Yep. And just like that, The strong start for Team One has effectively been erased with 4 rounds in a row found for Nouns, who are looking to make it 5, and the economy isn't exactly that great for Team One because that was their investment in the previous round. So let's see what they can scrounge together here. It's not going to be terrible, but certainly not great. A Deagle, an MP9, an A1S, the FAMAS, and the Scout versus a full AK Biop and full util set on the Nouns side. Yeah, speaking of util, yeah, Team One doesn't have that either. Only 1 Molotov and 3 smokes available. Nouns already have the presence gained here in towards construction and monster. Team One. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Good news for Team One.
Yeah.
There's only 1 more round in this half.
Yeah.
It's all going to be over soon. One way or another. Seems like we might be getting the monster play again. Nouns started off the map with so many plays in the monster.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to end it much the same way. At least they're sitting early on to see if they get aggression out from Team One. This is the adjustment. It's mostly what we've gotten here. And actually withdrawing. Very little information towards A, but it seems like they want to start to clear it. They've wasted a lot of time here.
There's a spot.
For little result.
They still have a lot of util though, so they're okay to rotate around.
It's 50
But you're
seconds
right.
on the clock, John. They've got to clear
Yeah.
a lot of space. They're going to be going in blind. I mean, they're right. It is a soft site, but now 3 players are starting to rotate off. Time is going to be a huge issue here for now, as they're making this very difficult for themselves. 35 seconds. They're not even through bathrooms.
Jeez.
They haven't even entered bathrooms. Sorry, not through. They're just now clearing divider. 30 seconds
30
on the clock.
seconds.
4 players are up top. Utility going to start to throw. This could be a fake down in, but with TRK already pushing towards Con, there's a lot of comfort here for Team One. Flashbang's on. Here comes the contact. Kills not working.
What?
That's the thing. You do have to get the kills when push comes to shove, and that's not something that they've had. 13 seconds. If there was a rifle on TRK, this would be over. But as it is, there's enough time to plant a bomb and get the kill. It's not pretty, but it is chaotic, mad, and a round for Nouns.
I don't know what happened to Cynic there at the end, Mike. It was a little weird. Didn't see it, but he just went down for the count. But yeah, Nouns, in a hectic manner, do manage to take that last one and make it as close as possible at the half, which is a fantastic recovery given how poorly they started off this.
Yeah, we'll take a quick break here. We'll be back in just a flash.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
And we're back here. Nouns managing to close this gap to just 1 round. It was chaotic. It was messy. It was maddening at times in that first half, John. But the end result is that Nouns have a really good shot at taking their map pick now.
Oh yeah, 7 rounds on T side is actually really good. That's a great recovery. The way it was kind of starting off, though, it just felt like TeamOne had all the momentum, and then we just saw collapse on both sides, both on the defensive end and on the offensive side. It was very strange. For one, when we saw Nouns not using their util to try and retrieve the bomb, and on the other end, TeamOne just getting caught by surprise from Monster, even though they should have been watching at that point, given they had a 3v2 advantage, and obviously Nouns were in the vicinity.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, both teams have made their mistakes, right?
Yeah, certainly some awkward exchanges, some awkward moments, but let's see what they've got. Double swing here out towards long, going to catch Maluk isolated. That's a nice find early on, and they've got the read. They've got the bodies coming through here. It was just Cynic trying to lay them from Dicebox, and that he can't do it. Interestingly, with the double out towards long, they say, no thank you, we don't want anything to do with this. We're going to rotate.
Nouns saw it.
Yes, certainly. They're not going to be fooling anybody. Are they going to commit into this? I guess the idea is that this forces Nouns to spread a little bit. There's some time to play with, but 3 are in towards this site and 1 in heaven as well. With them committing, the lurk of IDK may not wind up being helpful. A shot ripper on it. bwills, though, he will lay them down. All into IDK, who's making no secret about this because he's only got 20 seconds to operate. So they know where he's coming from. They know what he's doing. They know what he's about. And he's going to have to cross a crossfire, and he knows it. No way to hide it. He's just race carring through all of these angles. Going to try and kill the player water, which he will do. bwills taking the silencer off the gun in an unfortunate moment. But Marky's there to finish things off. And it's all good, John. It's all good.
Yeah, I definitely all good. Interesting decision from TeamOne. Usually you just want to kind of try and take that fight, given that it was already happening towards the A site. I get that they realized perhaps it was the stack site, but once you're going back to the B site, you're spotted. They can see you. There's no smokes, no cover to make Nouns think that you're actually going to hang around any longer, especially since I saw them fading away. And given the time on the clock, they had to go somewhere, and that somewhere was the B site. So I think it was more about just trying to get a different look, different angles as they went on to a different bomb site, because it didn't really pan out the way they wanted to on those entries, even though they did get one. All right. Nouns managed to hang on there. Good trade towards the end. Well played. And we jump into round number 17, but we are all tied up here.
Oh, the little og play. It's a nice angle for it, for sure. It will be showing that, you know, just because a gun's not meta doesn't mean you can't make it look headshot and such. Doing Roka proud. Oh, base up. Takes down that og. And his teammates will even do him the courtesy of picking it up for him.
So bwills gets his og back. And we start over again. This time, though, TeamOne are going to have the AKs. That was pretty much a full-on save. Nouns have the first lead that they've had since it was 1-0 after the pistol round victory in the first half. So they're probably happy to have that lead back in their hands, given how tumultuous this has been. Luke, flashbang thrown. bwills exchanging it right on back. And, well, the only player that ends up a little worse for wear here after that utility exchange is malbs down to 63 HP. Everyone else still at 100. This TRK waits in the lower tunnels, lurking around. Pesa doing the same, but he's over at Monster.
It's interesting to see Nouns not giving an inch. They look like they want to go for this construction aggression. Double posted on this. Hefty read it is, and now they'll start to take the space, and they'll find that no one's here, so it is free real estate. Should presumably rotate another player up top off of this information, off of this space that they're gaining with the double SMG play. They want to go for this. Smoke in towards the divider. Might hold TeamOne at bay. Time's starting to become a real issue here. TeamOne's a little bit forward. And they've got the util set to unleash on A, but they just don't have the information, John. That's a big problem. 35 seconds before our first real engagement. Once the smoke fades, they're going.
This is the problem for Nouns as well, not getting enough info.
A little bit more time on this, but still not a ton to spare. No utility coming through at this point. Time to dump. The flash is good, but Carson can't capitalize. This crossfire, no one's checking. No one's checking bwills.
Oh,
He's got
no.
3 damage onto the fort. They line up. Pesa even with a TK. He's got 1 HP, and the flank is on. The nade to finish it. It's all over.
That's rough for TeamOne. I mean, sometimes, you know, when you have less than 30 seconds, it can work out, but they didn't have any information across any part of the map here, and that's what really cost them. Also, clearing your angles, probably a good idea. Making sure no one's towards long A, I don't know. Just a thought. As bwills gets the 3K, and Nouns jump up to double digits. TeamOne opting for a half buy here. It's going to feature some Tech 9s, 4 of them in fact, and a P250, and a little bit of util to work with. This time they're going a lot faster, charging right into construction and perhaps into monster as well for a pincer attack. Here they come. CJ's going to get the opener. Bomb's already been dropped, and it's at their feet with a Molotov covering it. This should be Nouns' map. Not maps, rounds, excuse me. Given that they have so much control here. A little bit, Mike, yes.
A little excited, John. CJ under pressure from the Molotov. They backed the bomb out. But I think this is just going to set up Pesadelo to make a desperate attempt to plant the bomb. And as soon as they realize he's not here, they're, of course, going to think about rotating up. Right now, it's just Cynic. And look, a pistol against an op. All it takes is 1 missed shot. And this could be over, but now he's been spotted. I think.
I don't know.
Now he's been seen. This could be a bomb plant, though. I'll go so far as to say I think it should be. Pesa wants to take it a step further, though. He spotted the player slipping into bank. He wants this kill. And in doing so, he may have missed his window, his opportunity. He's got the kill. He's got the op. 60 seconds. Cedelo's betting on himself here. Doesn't know how close they are. Got a good idea. Like developing out towards long. He's trying to slip the net. There's no way you can think this is clear for a plant. I think he might get it off if he committed, but he's not going to. Double wrapping towards bank instead. A player coming around from long, and this should be CJ's kill to find. And indeed it is. He gets the bomb down. So that's a nice find for Pesa in a rather hopeless situation. But Nouns will still take the round.
Yeah, given the circumstances, he gets a couple of frags, a bomb plant. That's fantastic because TeamOne hadn't fully invested in the round, so that extra $800 in the plant is certainly going to help them coming to this round. Gives them a lot more hope with a full set of util pretty much across the board. Maybe not for Maluk as he had to invest in that AWP, but it won't matter too much. Just a couple of pieces missing. Nouns extending their lead to 3 poses a bit of a problem, and the momentum lies in their hands despite the fact that they have so many rounds in a row here in the second half. Mike, their economy still isn't really that stable.
Yeah, no, certainly not.
It's a chance for TeamOne to strike and break them a little bit.
Take a crack through. We've still got a game on our hands. But this, you're right. This is the round that kind of determines it. This is what we call a schwinger. Ops has a cheeky bit of space here. There's an op train on his position, though. It's going to be the duel, but knowing the mobs, a one-shot ripper is not an impossibility. Smoke to cover this off as well, so he won't have to contend with the AWP just yet. Pressure onto this con player, and there's that mobs lethality coming in. So opening pick, found the peek back in. Cynic trying to recover some space here.
Carson.
Oh, Carson. He has all the info. He's playing in the smoke. He knows they've all gone past. He's going to have the fast flank on. Found 1. Found 2. Got it for sure. Bomb not dropped, though. It's recoverable, but now it's down for the count. Carson may have just won this for his team. Mobs has to try again to bring this back in his team's favor, and he's done. He's down for the count. It's all just on Pesadelo. First, that's gifted over to him. Realize he was separated from the pack still. CJ and Marky to deal with, and he's out of there. Again, another opportunity for Pesadillo to reframe this conversation, to set it up on his own terms. He's bringing the bomb towards B. Got the read, beats him on the pace. Could just get the bomb plant here, but wants to try and clear. Wants that little edge, that advantage. Cleared out Toxic. Cleared out Sight. Bomb down. Very fortunate that Marky didn't take that peek a step further. And now Marky's got the spot, the shot, the drop. That will be around for Nouns, but golly, did it get perilous here, John.
Oh, absolutely. And Pesa continues to be absolutely lights out incredible for this TeamOne roster. 18 frags on the board, tied with IDK, who's actually impressing quite a bit here on this map. But yeah, Pesa throughout the regular season, he was at the top. 231 frags, a plus 31 kill to death differential, average around 19 frags per map, and has an 86.5, or had an 86.5 ADR in the regular season. So yeah, he's a player that certainly is one that TeamOne relies on to get those duels won and lots of frags on the board. But look at Carson go here. I mean, that was just a brilliant play, and no one watching the flank as he's hiding in the smoke. So now it's at 12, even though Pace has made it interesting for 2 rounds in a row.
He has, but it's the battle of the dueling star plays, if you will, and Carson's was just a little more impressive. Cheeky smoke fade play. Always got to be watching those smokes if you're up against Nouns. Can't trust one. Went for the Astralis nades. Carson, he's singed. Not really much worse for the wear. I always hate the spot the Mark is buying. It's so risky.
Yeah. It can pay off, though, right? It can be so very effective, but if you get caught in the early moments of the engagement, you're done.
The problem is it's so hard to turn away from flashbangs. You saw him there. I think he managed to just dodge it, but with the smoke down, they're likely just going to wait this out. And so he'll reposition.
Yeah, for the best, maybe. No, he's going back.
Info hop's just been heard. Pesadillo has this. He's reading that there's heavy presence on the B side, which is why his team's working a little bit of control here towards A. 45 seconds. Times, again, starting to be a bit of an issue. With the foothold already in, and Maluk getting that kill. Now it's on. Now it's on. That's what they needed. They needed some sort of kill to blaze the trail, blaze the way in. He's committed out the flashbang. It's good for Maluk. He's better. Carson won from Optimus, but the trade is there. This bomb's going down, and it's going to be a save call for the remaining Nouns players. They want nothing to do with this.
Yeah, they couldn't build up their economy effectively, despite the fact that they've won every single round here in this second half up until this point. TeamOne's been making life difficult for them, and they can thank Pesa for that, because he's the one getting those frags in the tail end and making every single round expensive for Nouns, and now they forced the save out of them. It's going to be an A1S and an AK, along with full armor and a couple of kits, so that's not too shabby in terms of a save, assuming they can get out of the round with it. But I don't think TeamOne are going to be hunting too aggressively either. Their money's not that great, and they're just happy to finally crack the scoreboard here in this second half.
This is where those close rounds, those late plays from Pesadillo really come to pay off. What are you able to put around these guns? They're going to try and make it happen here. It's going to be a scout up. It's actually a pretty decent buy, the scout being the one major limitation. Utility's surprisingly good as well. A big moment for Nouns. Slightly weaker buy. Can they hold up here still? See a bit of aggression as a result. Heavy utility exchange here.
Ooh, Carson.
Considering they're limited, don't know how long they're going to want to stick around. Carson lives. Barely.
Carson's got to get away from that panel.
Pesa right around the corner. Flashbangs there. Kills are on, and a second as well. CJ taking control here. That's exactly what they want from him. Round-changing swing. Now for TeamOne, it's about recovery. They've lost their X Factor. They've lost Pesadillo. Someone else is going to have to step up. IDK has been that at times this map. They're going to need him again. And it seems like they're going to try their luck towards B. Leaving Malbs as a bit of a lurk to make some noise. Try and drag some rotations. But heavy presence and a resmoke at Monster means this should be comfortable.
Yeah, Nouns doesn't have to over-rotate either. They're going to send one player over, but the other two sticking to Monster. Marky and Carson. Ready and waiting. TeamOne starting to run out of time on the clock. Really? Carson. Oh no.
My God. On the fade. He's going to get it. Plays the fade to perfection. Catches the one player. Has control of the bomb now. And this should be it. It should be over. There just should not be a scenario where they get back out. CJ will make sure of it. And P comes off. Carson's not going to be able to collect. Great shot from Balls, but he's running out of time. 19 seconds. Had to try and figure something out, and it's just not going to happen.
Carson loves those smoke fades.
He does. He does.
He's just so good at working them.
If you have Carson on the other side, you should just always be staring dead center of any smoke.
Yeah, without a doubt. As you saw, CJ there getting that opener and then the follow-up afterwards. He was one of those players who gave them a lot of 5v4 advantages in the regular season. 44 to be, in fact, to be precise, I should say. And 79.5% of the time when he got an opening frag, it was a win, and that represented 15% of their round victories throughout the season. So yeah, he's definitely an important piece on those opening engagements. As a nade's going to sail right at the feet of Malbs, getting him down to 40 HP. Will he win the duel? No. CJ gets him drop, but Ace is right there for the trade, and this gives a little bit of space for TeamOne to try and pressure onto the B site, but the problem is they weren't really poised to do that, with the bomb still dropped right outside of T spawn, and that was really just a scouting effort, trying to work their way in and get some information.
He just hit the smoke.
Yeah.
I don't know that that really changes much of anything, other than a tiny bit of health taken away. Don't think you can body block that smoke. Marky will climb the storm drain once again.
He likes that spot.
He does. We're going to get an approach towards A, though. Buddy system towards the sites. Nouns split up. They don't have a lot of information to operate off of, so we're certainly not going to see a stack. Time is again becoming concerning. 40 seconds on the clock. Molotov out of the bathroom. Slowing this down further. Last bit of utilities out from the CT side. We'll get one volley on the exec. Cynic wanted some information. Ooh, was just spotted by Malou. Not really operable intel, but he does know that there's one here towards Optimus. And now Cynic's going to get forward. They've got to be expecting it. They're ready for it. He's still got a kill. And bwills trades himself 1-for-1 as well. Bomb is a concern. 14 seconds, 13 seconds. I don't think Carson can do much to deny this. The smoke will last just long enough, though he tries to get above the dumpster. And the bomb down. Maki was not close enough at hand, but now he'll have a chance to attempt the 1v2.
He's got the kid as well, so he's got time to work around here.
Maki the magician readies his spells. Prepping this. Spots the first, deletes. TRK fully healthy, though. Able for the swing. Goes immediately out. And that magic, well, it's been stopped.
Yeah, Marky just looked a little stunned there, like a deer in headlights, not realizing that TRK would be around the dice box. He was reading a different position, and TRK just caught him off guard completely. So TeamOne cracked the scoreboard again. That was a very back-and-forth battle there towards the A site until finally TeamOne got the edge, and afterwards Marky just could not do anything more, despite the fact that he's tied with Carson, with that frag lead at 20. Match going to be paused here. Timeout called. It's TeamOne calling that timeout, Mike. Interesting.
It's an important moment for them.
Yeah.
Huge potential swing. Forced buy out for Nouns. These are the rounds that sometimes give you the most pause against this Nouns squad. This is where they like to do something cheeky. This is where if you just keep the ship headed in the right direction, might see this gap disappear. We got some boost ups here towards B. Cynic, wow, is definitely going to be seeing presence.
Yeah.
Doesn't even off to drop the smoke. He just gets out of there. He evades.
They're not even going to fight it.
Well, they're trying to dissuade them, trying to trigger the rotate in towards B into those 3 crosshairs. But they haven't gotten it. And Cynic did, I think, only see the 1, maybe 2. Not enough for confidence just yet. 4 players down lower. Nouns really gambling this, and they're gambling wrong.
I don't know if TeamOne's going A yet. They haven't necessarily committed. 49 seconds on the clock. Rotation still in the cards.
God,
and
they're going to do it.
Feels like it's going to happen. At least one player's having a poke and a prod there, but no. Looks like they're just making the right decision, Mike, and they will go to A.
Weirdly enough, I think that one Molotov out from Cynic may have actually persuaded them to come back through. It's a bit of a weird read.
30 seconds.
Time's going to be a huge issue here. They're up, but the bomb's not. If the rotation comes in now, I don't know if Nouns are even going to rotate. It might just be a commit to the save if they pick the wrong site. The shots, bomb. Gonna have enough time to plant it, and now it should be Nouns saving into this one so they get another chance of the force buy.
Yeah, most certainly. They are going to fight around a little bit, maybe gain some map control so that they can keep these guns up and running. And there they go, into the lower tunnels and up towards T-spawn, more than likely, to try and hold on to whatever they've got, the M4 being the most important piece. But, I mean, everything's important given that this was a force buy. TeamOne on to 11. And again, their money is not that stable. Neither team has been able to really get that economic foundation. This round will help TeamOne because they've got all 5 players left standing. But still, have to reinvest into that util. Terrorists win. Alrighty, round number 25 now, and again, it's starting to get closer and closer. Nouns took a bit of a risk going for an all-out force buy. A half buy may have been the better call given how much money they had in that previous round, but hey, it's Nouns. They like to risk it, and that time, it just didn't pan out at all. They gambled wrong towards the B site. Cynic not going to get any upgrade from the USP. Instead, favoring utility, yeah.
I mean, it's the eco here, right? Go next. Oh, there's the engagement. SMG actually finds quite a bit of damage. But bwills can't just take the space. He wanted the real estate, and Malbs beat him to the punch. And that first piece is gone. CJ setting up the door pop for Marky. Nothing found. And actually, with the monster wrap here, this is great positioning for TeamOne. They've already got so much space towards the site. These construction players are going to be in trouble. And with the Marquee found, that's the rifle out of the round. That's the threat out of the round, to be quite frank. Should be little else possible to do. Best case scenario, they kill Malbs, they steal his gun.
Yeah. Which could happen.
Oh, it's going to. There we go. Gun found. AK. Let's see if that can make it through into the next.
TeamOne might chase a little more aggressively this time since they've got a good chunk of change in their bank accounts, given that they're going to win this round. And, of course, have 4 players left standing and also had all 5 left standing in that previous one. So here's a little bit of a chase. Nothing too aggressive on their side, as they will indeed find this 12th. But finally, Nouns will be back to a proper buy up here in this next round. AK will be saved. That will help out. I say they stick to the MP9 here. I think you just keep it, continue running with it, so you can build up a little bit of economy off of it.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. We know Carson doesn't mind playing with the SMG, likes to play into the frisky angles anyway, so he will stick to it. Keep some cash in reserve. No op, though. No op. 2 players limited on the utility as well. CJ sacrificing to get up more nades. It's not exactly ideal here. TeamOne still in a strong position to tie this up, to knot things up 13-all. It's starting to feel like a full 30-round kind of game.
A little bit.
I don't know if I'm quite smelling OT yet, but let's just say if OT were a rainstorm, the clouds are starting to darken. TeamOne really haven't shown their hand at all.
No,
yet.
yeah, I was going to say.
They're starting to take some control
patient.
towards long, but even that, Malbs is presumably going to lurk here just in case he's getting held by an AWP or some such. I'm not sure they have a perfect read on their opponent's economy. Now some utility going to start to sail here in towards the bathroom just to rattle them, but the flashbang's good. The pick is better. Carson could even get an upgrade, but he doesn't trust it. For good reason. That was ambitious from Peso. Wanted to get ahead of the smoke, but finally Marky's storm drain position pays off. And Carson takes it a step further. This one disastrous for TeamOne. The player's completely isolated. Maluk now on his lonesome, and they've got nothing to show for it.
How did we get here from the way TeamOne were playing the last few rounds? Not a single casualty for Nouns, and Maluk says, I have to get out of here. 12 seconds left. Need to save this up, and, well, given where Carson is right now, I don't know if Maluk's going to have that luxury, because Carson's going to keep pushing on forward towards T-spawn. He's being very cautious about it. Maluk finally realizing the possibility, and he should get the frag. No, misses a shot, and Carson, fantastic movement to dodge Maluk and then pop out around the corner with the AK to get the headshot. That means no op saved over.
No, it doesn't. And it means TeamOne's in some trouble here. They should have enough capital to weather the storm in this round, but... that's not great. I don't think Maluk got loss bonus into that round. Paul's going to come in here, presumably from the TeamOne side, as they try and rally. As they try and figure out some solutions. They've got to recognize that was a tough round to lose.
Yeah. Especially going into the waning rounds of this match, and Nouns finally getting a chance to build up economy. It was bad news for TeamOne on multiple respects. And you're right, Maluk didn't get the loss bonus either because he went down after time. So he has to settle for a Glock, and that's it. No, excuse me, he's got the op. There was an op drop for him. So it was okay. Even though Maluk did not get the loss bonus, there was enough money to get the op down. All good. Ignore everything I just said. TeamOne still have a chance to get back into this one.
All good in this round.
Yes.
But they drained the bank to do so.
Yes.
This is where, if Nouns can seal the deal here, I have a little bit of a gimme to close the map. Those we've seen so far, there are no gimmies on this game.
No.
Not between these two teams. Okay, clearing space. Double push out. He's been shacked. Get away, and they want to swing. They want to fight, and it's disastrous. 3 for 1, and not the exchange rate TeamOne we're hoping for. This one fallen by the wayside already. The bomb was even dropped. They're not going to hold it over on the Noun side because, frankly, they don't need to at this point. No. Play your numbers advantages. Play comfortably back in towards the site. There's only flashbangs here on the TeamOne side unless they can salvage something from the corpses of their comrades. No smokes, no Molotovs, no lives to try and get on towards these sites. This is disastrous. The Brazilian squad.
A bomb plant is so critical here for TeamOne. So hopefully for their sake they can use.
Pulling a Carson here, and he's going to get both. He's wise to that particular trip. He's got the inkling, and on the fade, he'll just start spraying away.
Oh, man. Carson, fantastic work from him again. 25 frags on the board, and he's actually been that surprise this season for Nouns. Always was that stable rock of a player that was consistent, but never the one that shone above all the rest. And this season, at least in the regular season and now into the playoffs, he has been phenomenal. Carson, second place in the team with 295 frags behind Cynic's 332. He's also been incredible. And a plus 23 kill to that differential along with a 72.2 ADR. So Carson's been doing a lot of work for his team. And I think it goes beyond the stats as well, Mike. Just his positioning, his movement, everything's been great.
bwills, first contact. They're trying to get a little bold with the swing out towards long, and this aggressive long position works out for them. That's the big gun down. They're going to try and recover. It will be allowed, and one further. Okay, this is working out. Man, disadvantage. The swing back out from Cynic, though. Now the numbers are given back, and this one's getting very spicy indeed. DJ coming up, connector. His life lost. Nouns continuing to throw good money after bat, but look at the spot for Marky. There's no way they expect a full-on flank. IDK's just trying to throw a bit of a fake. Meanwhile, they're pinching back in. Carson getting bold with it. He's dropped a bomb. Utility in hand. He's dead. It's all on a Marky. Oh, they can't hold on to any advantages here, and Marky nearly lets that one pass. But instead, Pesadelo has to play a 1v1 where he still needs to recover the bomb. He doesn't quite realize what he had down in front of him. Who's going to come out on top of this one? And where the heck does Pesadelo think Marky's gotten to?
Oh my goodness.
These are the moments where Marky thrives.
Yeah.
Chaos, disorder, a million different spots he can tuck himself into. Oh, Pesa making footsteps. Marky turns around just in time. He had no idea. And with that, Nouns will close the map. Marky pulling off a 1v2 to seal the deal. Chaotic is that last round. And chaotic has been this map. It's the only way to describe it, John.
Absolutely. It's been pure chaos back and forth. A lot of mistakes being made by both teams. And even at the end.